Welcome back to CryptoWealthy channel, guys. In today's episode we're going to discuss about Bitcoin price. The biggest thing that we are going to be focused on, it's actually the bearish scenario, what could happen from here and what could actually surprise us in the next few days or so, because right now it's pretty dangerous to actually invest as a trader, at least. So this is the reason why we're going to cover some very interesting Bitcoin steps that could happen in the next weeks or even days, because the halving is upon us. And now let's begin. Now we're going to start the technical analysis a little bit differently right now, and we're going to discuss from 1 hourly chart all the way to weekly chart. So right now what we have over here on 1 hourly chart over here is the consolidation pattern of some sort of a way, and Bitcoin already broke on the bullish side. I didn't want to record video yesterday because I wait to Bitcoin respond actually on this pattern, and as we can see we are poorly a little bit above this trend line of resistance over here. And as we can see over here, Bitcoin retested this support many times, so this is also one of the clue and the sign that we could fall back down below on around levels of $8,200 or even $80,000, just for retest to see if the Bitcoin could actually hold this position and continue rallying on the way to the upside. Now, very interesting thing happened is that we were declined also from $9,500. So one of the reasons why that happened, we're going to visit on the little bit higher frames that I'm going to switch right now. Now, switching on the daily chart, which is one of the most interesting part over here, is that the MACD is still on bullish side, and I do believe that we have a lot of more space to rally on the way to the upside if the Bitcoin bulls actually wants that. We can see also that this big candle was pretty strongly declined from $9,500, and one of the reasons for that, if we zoom out over here, we're going to see this big trend line that we also discussed in other videos, and we discussed in the video before this one. So we can see that we retested this many times over here, and right now Bitcoin is declining from it. Right now it's making the lower highs, which means that the bears are putting the pressure on the way to the downside of this trend line. One thing that I want to discuss with you about this, guys, which is a little bit scared for me, is the RSI indicator, and it tends to have pretty precise predictions when it comes to pumps on the Bitcoin price. And if we see over here on the RSI chart, we can see that we are still in oversold zone, and whenever we were in oversold zone, for example in this pump over here, when we retest $10,500, we can see massive downside, unfortunately, and you can see that we crashed pretty hardly over here. Also, if we see over here these highs that we had to when we retested this trend line for the consecutive second time already, we can see also overbought zone and also big downside. And I do think that we had a good correction, which is 34% more or less. So yeah, for now we are still not declining hardly, but there is a possibility, because this is a daily chart and we need to see more days pass on in order to see what will Bitcoin actually do in this area. So be careful, because in the previous retest over here we had a lot of candles that were retesting this level, trying to actually break it, failed and crash on the way to the downside. Of course, this crash was caused by the crisis that we had right now, but if we measure this one to level of 8,000, we can also see 20%, which I do believe it's pretty normal until we didn't see that bigger crash. So yeah, if we don't manage to actually break this resistance over here, there is a possibility that we could see another 15, 20 or even 30% of decline. Many people are asking me in inbox into the Instagram what they should take, what kind of a trade. So this is just FOMOing in, pure FOMO. Do not do that. Make sure you do your research, technical analysis, and then start trading. For me, this is too scary to trade, so make sure you you are taking a break a little bit of trading. And remember, not trading is also a big part of the trading, because you need to also know when should you trade and when you should not. I'm not saying that we will not break on the way to the upside. I'm just saying that we were declined pretty hard with this week, and for now we still don't have enough power to actually visit those levels, which is giving me good clue that the bears are there and are in control of that level. So we need to see what will Bitcoin do in the next day. So wait, make sure you see break of that level. For example, if you're going to take long position and then open the position, that would be good trade. If you're trading below this on a long, that's not so good. The very interesting thing that happened on the weekly chart that didn't actually happen a long time ago, we can see that we are converting onto the bullish side over here. We have the first green signal onto the histogram over here, and those two moving averages cross. Now we need to see more power on the way to the upside, which means that the Bitcoin price needs to do a little bit bullishness again in order to see this MACD indicator confirming the bullish trend over here. And also we can see that the RSI is still surging towards overbought zone, and that's pretty good that we have still more place to rally. This gives me a little bit hope to break this trend line over here that we had in this week over here. So if we manage to actually break this trend line over here, find level of support, we can actually delete it, because this resistance is broken, and we can find other targets, which should be $14,000. And I do believe that after $14,000, $20,000 will be easy peasy to actually get it. Bringing the moving averages over here, we can see that we are above every single moving average on weekly chart, which is very important. And also it's very important to close above this 50 weekly exponential moving average, which will mean that we are converting slowly into the bullish trend and bull market. Don't forget that the halving is coming, and that's also the sword with two knives, because this could be sell off for the Bitcoin on these levels, because as I told you in the previous video, buy the rumors and sell the news. So this could be potential pump before halving and dump on the halving date or a little bit after. So be careful, do not get sucked in because of those pumps. Whales, many other people are actually, dumb money also is getting into the space just in order to dump on the halving. So make sure you are protected over here. If you're trading, use your stop losses, be conservative when it comes to risk management, and you will be just fine. Also, one of the reasons for correction that I think that could happen is because of those moving averages. We didn't retest 20 exponential moving average on daily chart for a long period of time over here, since 23rd of April, and I do believe that the Bitcoin will soon retest it. And by the time it's retesting, I think this moving average will be on around level of $8,000, which is, as I told you, one of the important ones. And since the resistance is becoming support right now, I do believe that we will have strong support over here when the Bitcoin come back to retest these levels, because over here we have 100 daily exponential moving average, 200, probably 20 very soon, and also the level of $8,000 itself. And don't forget that the Fibonacci level is also there. So I do believe that we will have strong support over here, and I do believe that we are coming into the new bull market. But in case we are not going to see higher prices for some period of time right now, we need to do this bearish technical analysis, so you will be protected when it comes to dumps. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button if you like this sort of videos. Also follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and the Twitter, because I'm uploading on those social medias platforms pretty much daily basis, so I don't want you to miss any of them. I want to thank each last one of you for watching our videos, ladies and gentlemen. Like and always, till the next episode, happy trading and goodbye.